Angel wants us to think that women's basketball is much more than just one player, but Chicago Sky just gave her the hard truth. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, they upgraded to the historic United Center and hosted the first ever WNBA games there. This maneuver shouts exactly what you've been denying, Angel, so you might want to turn away.
Angel Reese wants the credit alongside Caitlin Clark that she believes she deserves for the growing popularity of women's basketball.
Double the number of seats, consider this. Before Caitlin Clark joined the league, arenas were half empty, the energy was flat, and let's be honest, it wasn't exactly prime time viewing. Then, all of a sudden, every game is packed, ticket sales are through the roof, and ratings are exploding. Whether you like it or not, Caitlin Clark mania is taking over, and everyone, including your own team, is cashing in. Atlanta Angel Reese and all the skeptics out there, grab some popcorn and maybe a tissue because reality just hit you hard because Washington and now Chicago are all seeking that Caitlin Clark magic. Chicago Sky sends a strong message in addition to their commercial action. Not only is Caitlin Clark the WNBA's future, but she is also the superstar now revolutionizing the league. Stay tuned as we delve into how Caitlin Clark hushed the critics and transformed women's basketball into a show that is not to be missed. However, before we get started, please take a moment to like this video. Additionally, by joining our team and subscribing to the channel, you'll always be up to date on the most recent WNBA news, expert analysis, and summaries of key movements. Just like this, don't miss anything. We've covered every angle, so click like. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, let's be honest and say that the WNBA was doing well, but let's not act like it was making headlines. Subscribe and let's get started. Attendance averaged about 6,600 each game, and to be completely honest, arenas were rarely packed. Some games felt more like small get-togethers than major sporting events. People arrived casually, drinking coffee, looking at their phones, and wondering if they had left the stove on at home. The energy wasn't exactly electric, but it wasn't destroying the sports world either. Then Caitlin Clark came in, and the league didn't just wake up. It exploded with excitement. The stadium began to fill up more quickly than a free donut sale. Sports channels couldn't stop talking about her fans who traveled across the country to watch her play. And yes, even your grandmother, who hasn't watched sports since the invention of color TV, now knows exactly who Caitlin Clark is. Let's be honest, though, and Grandma doesn't even have cable. Merchandise flew off the shelves like Black Friday at your favorite store, and social media practically melted every time she took the court. Angel recently caused a stir when she boldly stated in that viral video that the WNBA isn't about one player, implying that she...
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Look, sports wouldn't be the same without confidence, which is amazing and something we all admire. However, let's take a moment to face reality when Chicago literally doubles the size of their arena for games against Caitlin Clark. It's not subtle. It's like turning on a neon billboard in Times Square that declares Caitlin Clark is the show, people. It's difficult to accept, but hey, admitting reality never hurts anyone. Take your ticket sales as evidence. Now, let's discuss the facts. Imagine being so confident in your own star power that your own team's management publicly announces, without saying a word, who the real attraction is. If the Sky really believed your claim, wouldn't they upgrade for your matches as well? Nope. Crickets instead only pull out all the stops for Caitlin Clark, making it painfully clear who fans are actually lining up to see. Before Caitlin Clark joined the WNBA, you wouldn't often see WNBA games make headlines or spark social media meltdowns. But when Caitlin took the court with the Indiana Fever, the crowd didn't just increase, it skyrocketed. Recall that thrilling opening game against the Liberty, when over 177,000 yelling fans crowded into Gainbridge Fieldhouse, transforming a routine season matchup into an atmosphere you typically only see during the NBA Finals or a sold-out Taylor Swift concert. It was wild, folks, pure madness. But let's be clear that this wasn't a one-time event or a stroke of luck. Every time Caitlin hits the hardwood, the buzz is unquestionable, and fans travel hundreds or even thousands of miles just to see her debut.
In the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin.
Even though she's still dubious, let's talk about teams outside of Indiana. She's not just playing basketball, she's putting on a show that spectators won't soon forget. She hits them like it's nothing with impossible shots from almost half court. If that doesn't scream star power, the Atlanta Dream moved its games to State Farm Arena, home of the NBA's Hawks, especially for Caitlin Clark's arrival to town. The Washington Mystics upgraded to Capital One Arena, home of the Wizards, for the same reason. I'm not sure what works, but let's go back to Angel Reese and her army of detractors. Those obstinate individuals committed to rejecting reality who maintain that Caitlin isn't the focal point of the WNBA universe. If Caitlin wasn't the main attraction, Angel, could you please explain why your own team, the Chicago Sky, is actually changing their schedule, doubling their seating, and putting on the red carpet just for Caitlin's games? Despite your audacious claims, they didn't make these significant moves for you or anyone else in the league. It's similar to planning a party and telling everyone it's only for you, only to discover that everyone is attending because Beyoncé chose to stop by.
Become a national phenom, and some fans say they went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
Quite embarrassing, isn't it? The thing about haters is that they thrive on denial like it's their morning coffee, so it's easier for Angel and all the other skeptics out there to bury their heads in the sand pretending Caitlin Clark isn't revolutionizing the league. Admitting her impact would mean facing the uncomfortable reality that they're being overshadowed by a rookie who hasn't even wrapped up her second season yet. Imagine training your entire career, grinding it out, and suddenly this new kid walks in and steals the spotlight faster than free pizza disappears at a college dorm party. However, let's be honest here. Both ticket sales and numbers are honest. If Caitlin Clark weren't such a big draw, arenas wouldn't be growing their capacity to accommodate her audiences.
What are you most excited to see?
Her playing. She's a good three-point shooter.
I love watching her score and just everything about it.
Fans vote with their feet and wallets, and they're currently marching directly onto Caitlin Clark games, leaving haters staring blankly at unsold tickets and empty seats. The statistics aren't whispering, they're screaming from the rooftops. Reality check. The haters are now only paying their rent in Caitlin's world. The owner of the Johnson Mystics, Sheila Johnson, maintains that the league has many talented players who deserve recognition, and she is 100% correct. From top to bottom, the WNBA is full of talented players, including seasoned veterans. Here's a reality check. Rising stars are amazing rookies with more talent than you can shake a stick at. Even though these players are outstanding, none of them have caused this kind of rapid expansion. Caitlin Clark is garnering significant media attention in addition to points. Let's face it, Caitlin is doing what decades of outstanding players before her just couldn't do. She's bringing women's basketball into conversations that it hasn't often been in before, at dinner tables, coffee shops, water coolers, and even barbershops. She's packing arenas to capacity and making headlines every single day. Because Caitlin is so captivating, folks who had never seen a single WNBA game are now routinely tuning in.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
Just watching her passion in the game, the way she just plays with her team.
Saying her influence at this time would be equivalent to saying that pizza tastes wonderful, puppies are adorable, or weekends are fantastic. Not only is it incorrect, but it's also completely perplexing, and let's not forget about the TV deals. The WNBA's historic deal didn't happen because the league decided to up its marketing game overnight. Rather, it happened because broadcasters, sponsors, and pretty much everyone with eyes could see Caitlin Clark coming from miles away like a storm you see building on the horizon and think, yeah, I should probably take shelter or grab a camera. This is going to be epic. Remember when the WNBA secured a $2.2 billion media rights agreement? Yeah, billion with a B. That's enough money to buy everyone in your city lifetime tickets and still have cash left over for popcorn. Even the WNBA commissioner acknowledged candidly that Caitlin's influence has directly increased attendance and attention to previously unheard of levels. Fans who had never thought about watching women's basketball are now routinely turning in the hopes of seeing Caitlin Clark's next viral moment. Clark did more than just increase numbers. She practically catapulted them into the stratosphere.
I like when she just shoots from half court, she's crazy.
Pulls up
Right there. Drops.
When he went out of his way to call Caitlin the most exciting player of the day, Yep, the legendary basketball guru from Duke, whose word is like gospel, complimented her influence off the court and highlighted her capacity to motivate millions of young girls worldwide.
Leaders to help millions of young girls realize their dreams, not just in sport.
We're talking about one of the best basketball coaches in history who publicly acknowledges Caitlin Clark's monumental influence. In fact, her teammates are ecstatic to play with her and are always talking her up. I'm singing your praises nonstop. That's when you realize you've achieved a completely new degree of fame. Perhaps Angel Reese ought to take some notes. Let's be clear, the Caitlin Clark phenomenon isn't passing. Rather, it's here to stay and only get stronger. This isn't just another passing fad or some trendy hype that goes away faster than your New Year's resolutions. Rather, it's a radical and exciting change that is completely changing women's sports. Fans who had never given women's basketball a second thought are now eagerly tuning in and becoming diehard fans almost overnight thanks to Caitlin's influence. And guess what? Everyone benefits because more viewers translate into bigger TV deals, more sponsorship money, and packed stadiums, which in turn translate into better pay for all of the league's players.
They are playing, obviously, in the United Center. There are 20,000 seats.
It's a win-win situation, and criticizing Caitlin at this stage is not only petty, it's completely stupid. It's like whining that holidays bring days off from work or detesting free samples from your favorite ice cream shop because they're too good. Really, who does that? Let's stop the nonsense and surf the wave instead of focusing on the future, since Caitlin is boosting the entire sport and everyone who opposes her ascent is just acting irrationally and with poor logic. The WNBA predicts even greater things in 2025. Attending the All-Star Game in Indianapolis, the league's new stomping ground, Caitlin is probably going to see record-breaking attendance once more. Instead of relocating to larger arenas for charitable purposes, clubs like Chicago are making strategic economic moves that might provide significant profits. Angel Reese and everyone else should be grateful to Caitlin for helping to guarantee future salaries. The reality is straightforward. Caitlin Clark is the face of a new era in addition to being a superstar. Haters can join the party or continue to complain. Either way, the event is taking place. The most recent reminder is Chicago Sky's relocation to the United Center. Caitlin's wave continues to build, with larger venues, more deals, and more excitement. That concludes today's analysis of how Caitlin Clark dominated the WNBA and how Angel Reese and her detractors received a sobering reality check. Everyone, if you liked this in-depth look, please hit the like button right away. It really helps our channel and is the best way to let us know that you would like to see more content like this. If you're feeling Caitlin, don't be shy and leave a basketball emoji in the comment section below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It only takes 2 seconds, it's completely free, and you'll never miss any of our most recent videos, player spotlights, or any of the juiciest basketball drama. We have a ton of more content coming your way that will cover everything you need to know about your favorite teams and stars. Thank you again, and we can't wait to see you in the next video. Keep it locked here, and we'll see you courtside. Peace out, and see you at the United Center.